come to me, my highest good. Let it may find me when it should. May guiding wisdom let me see my highest good when it comes to me. I come to me, my highest good. Let it may find me when it should. May guiding wisdom let me see my highest good when it comes to me. I come to me, my highest good. Let it may find me when it should. May guiding wisdom let me see my highest good when it comes to me. I come to me, my highest good. What an affirmation. Let it may find me when it should. May guiding wisdom let me see my highest good when it comes to me.
Good morning. How is everybody? What a beautiful, beautiful day. Wonderful. So I'm going to tell you right off the top, boy, did I have a busy week. We had our yard sale. And I would just, whoever is here that volunteered at the yard sale, could you just stand for a round of applause? Yes, if you helped in any way at the yard sale, we made $2,800 at this year's yard sale. Yeah. So I just am so appreciative of everybody who worked the yard sale, everybody who brought beautiful, tremendous, awesome things. People who came and filled up their trucks and took it away, thank you as well. It was a fabulous 3 days. We had a great time. We did so well. And
is that a record?
It's a record. It is a record. And the organ in the hallway is gone. So yeah, we sold that. We practically sold everything. So it was great. We had a great time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. I'm all excited about that. After the yard sale then yesterday, we had a tremendous and beautiful wedding here for Jeff and Jeanette. Yeah, so that was awesome as well. Boy, did that transform from a yard sale to a wedding like in one day. Thank you, God. Unbelievable. So, okay, other announcement. This Wednesday night at 7 p.m., our Wednesday night service will be spiritual practice. So we will be doing a little chair yoga, a little regular light yoga, some Tai Chi, some guided meditations. So we just are showing a few things so that people can go home and practice that on your own and hopefully incorporate that into your life. That starts at 7 p.m. You don't have to know how to do anything, but you might want to wear some comfortable clothing. I have yoga mats and such here, but if you want to bring your own, you're welcome to do that as well. That's this Wednesday at 7. A heads up, there's 5 Wednesdays in this month, and the 5th Wednesday will be Motion of Devotion, which is a singing call and response devotion to love. So that will be happening on the 5th Wednesday. Coming up in June is our first date night of 2023. So date night for us, we have live music and homemade ice cream on the front lawn out here. That will be June 23rd at 7 p.m. And our first musical guests will be David and Tamara Haas. Yes. Wait, I want more than that. David and Tamara Haas. Thank you. I feel complete now. Okay, one more announcement. So we have a couple of things. Remember we talked about doing some kind of a fundraising event hooked up to Deltorado Days, which is right in our park over here. So we'll have several things going on that day, but something you can get in on, we're going to have a book sale. So if you have books that you would like to bring, you can start bringing those soon, now, and we will stockpile those books and we'll do a book sale hooked up to any other fundraising we're doing at Deltorado Days. Bring your books. Is that all I was going to say? Seemed like a lot. I've been talking fast here, huh? All right, it's time for me to relax. Time for you to relax. All right, just take a deep breath here in this present moment that we have all gathered together here this morning. As we slow our breathing right now, we turn our attention within to that invisible divine presence within us and all around us. We can tune in to that divine energy source that we call God. And together we can remember why we gather in spiritual community as we speak our vision statement together now. This center offers a path for awakening to the realization of oneness. Open hearts, inspired life, empowered love. Our spiritual community welcomes all people to embrace oneness as the truth of our being. Together, we see a world of love, peace, and abundance for all.
Within my mind, and I will listen, Holy Spirit. I will listen. I will make a quiet place within my heart, and I will listen, Holy Spirit. I will listen. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul. Be still and know. I will make a quiet place within my life, and I will listen, Holy Spirit. Place.
And in this stillness, I go within to the heart center, to that place where I recognize the essence of all life, the one power, the one presence, the one life. That is the essence of each and every one. It is the divine wisdom, the joy, the happiness. It is that place of unlimited possibilities, of harmony. It is that place where all the all good of life comes forth. And as this is the center of creation, I know that I am a part of this creation, that I am unified with this essence, that I breathe that breath of life and all of the all good available. And as I know this is true for me, I know this is true for each and every one, that we are all immersed and amplified as that unique, individualized expression of spirit. And it is from this place of knowing that we are united, this place of knowing that we are the expression of spirit, that I affirm that in this inner silence is the wisdom of the ages. It is the wisdom in the silence that creates our life. And as we co-create our life from this place, we drop away any fears, any doubts, any negativity, that we listen to the words of wisdom, the ideas of wisdom, that we listen with clarity, that we listen with openness as the answers to our life's situations come forth. For I know and I declare that in this inner silence, that this wisdom guides, directs, enhances our life. And it is always available to us. And in this place of silence is the all good, the all joy that permeates our relationships, whether it be person to person, business relationships, social relationships, a relationship with Mother Earth, that this relationship is divine, it is in order, and we co-create that perfection that is ours. So I affirm that we listen deeply to that silence as we keep ourselves in high consciousness, keeping our thoughts on that higher wisdom, that one presence that shines its light as us, and that we are that magnificent, loving, wise presence on earth, right here and right now. And I know this is true as I turn my attention to the prayer chest and the desires of your heart, that each divine idea is already active in the mind of God, that inner wisdom comes forth, that the answers that are being sought come forth in the place that actively and with clarity guides divine right action into every situation, that every discomfort is bathed in that perfection of oneness. Each challenge is soothed and released into the ethers where it becomes the right situation. So in this healing, I know that each request becomes whole, perfect, and complete. And this service is blessed, and each of us is blessed as we open our consciousness to a greater understanding through the music, through the message, through all the volunteers that make this a great experience in our life today. That the love of the volunteers and the staff and each other shines forth, making this a radiant, loving experience. So with a heart filled with love and gratitude and thanksgiving for this truth that is always available right here and right now for each of us, I just release this word into the law, knowing it is already so, that we are blessed, that this perfection is manifesting right now as we just let go and let Spirit, as we declare, and so it is.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul.
Good morning. Good morning. In case anyone has forgotten, at the bottom of the stairs to the left is a prayer chest. So if there is any reason that you are having a little difficulty seeing that divine perfection in yourself or someone you love, please put your request in the prayer chest and the practitioner will do affirmative prayer on your behalf during the week. From Rumi, listen to the silence, it has much to say. And from Isaac Newton, truth is the offspring of silence and meditation. And Ernest Holmes, let the inner ear listen to the voice of truth that is always speaking.
I think maybe we're all at different stages of recognizing our own magnificence. Since our focus this month is listening, listen up. Here's a story about you coming to the family of man. While your mother still held you safe in her womb, you told us your name in the quiet of our room, like the angel who brought the great tidings to man. You were headed for our house to change all our plans. A lightning rod. When I held you in my arms, I heard the music come through. You still remembered exactly who you were. You made it easy to see what was true. Then you started lighting up rooms with your smile. You had everybody dancing, holding you a while. You had a way of making folks feel better, I'd say. It's a treasure you brought with you, so you could get it away. And you're still my angel, you'll always be. Gift from heaven to this family. You made us better, you made us whole with your little body and your giant soul. Now you and your brother, you've got your own separate ways. You keep pushing each other to grow through each phase, and you've got your friends that come over just to climb in our tree, and you can hit all the high notes when you're singing with me. You're the healer when someone needs a hand with the keys to the door of their hearts. The great scene stealer, just by playing who you are, you make everybody stronger. You don't have to be the star, and you're still my angel. You'll always be the gift from heaven to this family. You make us better, you make us whole with your little body and your giant soul. You make us better.
David Hawes, everybody. David Hawes. And the rest of the band. So that is a song by Barry Ebert, who is at Mile High Church. He's a minister there, and he's also plays music and possibly in charge of the children still. He does a lot there. So Barry Ebert's song. Thank you, David. So, so beautiful. Okay, hi there. So here we are in the month of May, and we are focusing on listening. So I just want to say this word, and you can see what comes up for you when I say the word listen or listening. What's the first thing that comes up for you? Just think about that for a minute. Listening. Every person has a different idea of listening, right? There's all kinds of ways to listen. I looked up listening in the Merriam-Webster's dictionary, and the definition says, to hear something with thoughtful attention, along with others. I like this one. To hear something with thoughtful attention. Listening. And there are so many different ways to listen. When I started really looking at this subject, I was like, oh, wow. You can listen with your ears and pay close attention to the words and the information, right? I need to listen carefully to these directions so I know how to get there. Listening to the words and the information. Or I can listen with my heart, and I can feel what the person is trying to convey with their emotions. I can feel that with my heart sense, with my body. I can listen to nature. I can slow down and I can tune in to any kind of nature that's around me. The birds, water, trees, wind, frogs, humans. I can listen and become aware of more and more and more sounds. I can listen to my best self. I can observe myself without any judgment, right? Without any judgment. And let that higher voice come through and listen to what that higher or best self has to say. I can listen to my intuition. That sometimes I use my whole body to feel love, which expands me, the expansion of love, or sometimes I can feel the contraction of fear. I can feel, how does that thought, or maybe how does this job I'm in, or how does this person feel to me when I think about them or I think about it? How does it feel in my body, right? Is it an expanding feeling or is it a contracting feeling? Expansion is growth, evolution, spiritual strength and power. But contraction is tight and constricting, blocking the flow of that infinite through me, maybe blocking my intuition, right? I can also listen to my ego. Listening doesn't mean agreeing or believing necessarily. If we don't listen to what our ego is telling us, though, how can we catch it and call ourselves out when we need to? Right? So we can't deny or turn off or turn away that ego voice. Doesn't mean we agree. Take your ego seriously so you can quit taking your ego seriously. Right? Do not deny the beliefs that you have. Listen closely to what comes out of your mouth. It can be very enlightening. Roy's saying this, listen to the music, right? What is she compelling you to do? Dance? Sing? Snap your fingers? Harmonize? Sit quietly? We can listen to others. We can listen to what they say and listen for how they feel. Just listen and be a container of safety and non-judgment for others to speak into. We can listen to our own self-talk. Who talks to themselves? Come on. Be honest. Is it empowering you, what your self-talk is saying? Or deflating you? Expanding your idea of your goodness or contracting you into fear? Just listen. Good information. We can listen to our hearts and follow the guidance of what you love, your deepest desires and dreams, and follow the feelings of wholeness, honesty, integrity, and acceptance. We can listen to our bodies. Again, listening doesn't mean agreeing or believing. It just means to hear something with thoughtful attention. Acknowledge what your body is telling you. Then you can remind your body that God or life governs your body. Your body does not govern life. Life is eternal. The body is an effect of our beliefs about that eternal life. We get a chance to check what we believe, and then we can course correct to knowing oneness to be our truth. Wholeness is our truth. And we can remind our body then. We can also listen to our head, right? There's a reason we can recall facts and recall experiences in our memory. There is a time to listen for practical advice in this material or physical world. That comes in handy too. So I'm sure that you can think of many other ways to listen. Listening helps me in all aspects of life. Listening helps me in all aspects of life. So I'd like to share a couple of things from some other people, because mostly people believe other people more than me, so. Right? Does that happen to you? So this is from a website from Time Magazine, okay? So it's an article, and it's called How Listening to Silence Changes Our Brain. Don't you love that? Okay, so this is the article. It's not just your imagination. The world is literally louder right now than it's been at any other time in known history. As we let silence slip away, are we sacrificing something important for our minds and bodies? There's growing consensus that noise is a serious threat to our health and cognition, and that silence is something truly vital, particularly for the brain. Florence Nightingale wrote, "Unnecessary noise, then, is the most cruel absence of care, which can be inflicted either on sick or well." And she says this is not her, this is the article, the latest research demonstrates that she had an essential point. While the costs of noise are increasingly clear, the power of silence for the mind and body is actually something bigger and deeper than the transcendence of stress or interruption. Several years ago, Imke Kirsty, that's a name, Imke Kirsty, then a professor at Duke University Medical School, led an unusual study to explore an ancient inquiry. Is silence really golden? Kirsty and her team put mice inside anechoic chambers, tiny, virtually soundless booths, a room designed to stop reflections of either sound or electromagnetic waves, like the world's quietest room, okay? So they put these mice in these rooms for 2 hours a day. Then they tested the effects on their brains of 5 different types of sounds. White noise, mice pup sounds, Mozart's Sonata for 2 pianos in D, ambient noise, and silence. Following the application of each sonic variable, her team measured cell growth in each mouse's hippocampus, the region of the brain most associated with memory. Well, Kirsty and her team hypothesized that pup sounds would yield the strongest results. They found that silence, in fact, elicited the strongest response from the mice, yielding the highest number of newly grown and sustained neurons. Functional imaging studies indicate that trying to hear in silence activates the auditory cortex. It's a simple but guess that's the word. It's easy. It's a simple but powerful notion. Trying to hear in silence can accelerate the growth of valuable brain cells. I love that. Trying to hear in silence. We call that listening, right? This act of listening to quiet can, in itself, enrich our capacity to think and to perceive. The idea is hardly new. Learn to be silent, the ancient polymath Pythagoras advised his students. The Greek philosopher and forerunner of modern geometry told his inner circle of pupils to let your quiet mind listen and absorb the silence. Pythagoras saw the practice of being in silence as the first rudiment of contemplation, the prerequisite to all wisdom. There's also the millennia-old Indian tradition of Nada Yoga, N-A-D-A yoga, sometimes known as the yoga of sound. Some teachers describe the practice as tuning in to the sound of silence. Distinct from other meditation practices, which generally focus on watching the thoughts or noticing the breath, the instruction in Nada Yoga is to just listen. Simply pay attention to the sounds around you, including the ringing in your own ears. Like that. In Kirsty's analysis, the power of listening to silence isn't just pure relaxation. Counterintuitively, she and her colleagues noted that listening deeply in a quiet environment can actually be a kind of positive stress called eustress, E-U-S-T-R-E-S-S, eustress. Of the various stimuli they studied with the mice, they wrote silence was the most arousing because it is highly atypical under wild conditions and must thus be perceived as alerting. Did you get that? It's unusual. So it's alerting, right? They're on alert. While the study authors agree that most everyday stress undermines the growth and healing of the brain, they see eustress as something different, the kind of exertion that makes us grow beyond our limitations. So, if you're able to take some time in silence, you don't necessarily need a sophisticated meditation practice to harness its benefits for health and cognition. Just listen. Simply take some time to tune in. In an age of so much noise, silence deserves our attention. All right, I'm going to invite Tamara up here, and she is going to ring the bell, and we're going to practice listening. Just listen. Are the doors still open? Because I'd love to hear outside too. So if they're not open, can you check that, Dave? Thank you so much. Are they open? Awesome. Okay, so she's going to ring the bell, and we're going to listen for 2 minutes. This is 2 minutes, okay? So just be open and listen. Okay. Maybe he went to the bathroom. He's outside. It's fine. We'll start. Thank you, Tamara. Sometimes when I'm at home outside, we live in the up on the mesa a little bit, going up past Cedar Edge. And sometimes I'm out there and I'm just listening, and we have some running water, and I'm listening and listening. And then, I play this game with myself that maybe I can call some more birds here and I can hear more birds. Sure enough, I hear more birds, but it's not because I called them there, it's because I was listening more deeply, right? They were there all along. Do you ever do that? You don't notice it's there. And then all of a sudden you start tuning in and listening. How many different kinds of birds can I hear? And it's amazing how many birds, animals, sounds are going on while we're usually listening to our own self-talk in our head, right? So you can do that anywhere, right? What a great practice. Thank you, Tamara. This is a quote from Henry David Thoreau. Be ever so little distracted, your thoughts so little confused, your engagements so few, your attention so free, your existence so mundane, that in all places and hours you can hear the sound of crickets. How simple is that? And here's a little information here from another website called clearskiescenter.com. It says, I'd like to share a portion of this article. There are 5 principles, and I'm only going to share one principle. There are 5 principles for creating a strong container for mindfulness in a modern world. Creating a strong container for mindfulness. Anyone working on mindfulness? That's a big thing right now. It's awesome, right? Mindfulness in a modern world. So this is number 3 out of 5. Number 3 says, conversations shape the space where we meet. Conversations shape the space where we meet. Okay? What comes out of our mouths or doesn't has a powerful effect on the space that we share with others. Do we listen and create a safe space where others can be vulnerable, speaking from the heart? Or do we fill the space with unnecessary words? Do our words open up a space for inquiry and creative conversations? Or do they close things down by defending a fixed view? Do we speak when our compassionate voices need to be heard, or is that when we're silent? With conscious and skillful speech, and by being aware of our effect on the space, we can co-create a loving, honest, and open container for deep connection to happen. So, here is our homework for this next week. This is another study, or this man named Rob Walker wrote this. A quiet experiment and a pocket of possibility. A pocket of possibility. So he wrote, a Washington Post essay the other day raised a question. What would happen if you didn't talk about yourself for 24 hours? This was a specific romantic partnership context, showing love sometimes means shutting up. But it's an interesting line of thought in general, and it reminded me of a book I read a few weeks back as a part of some research I've been doing. The name of the book is You're Not Listening: What You're Missing and Why It Matters by Kate Murphy. So he says, possibly my favorite chapter in that book involves the role that, well, shutting up can play in listening well to others. This includes something as simple as resisting the very human urge to blurt into every conversational pause and just allow whoever you're listening to collect and finish their thoughts. Boy, we do that, don't we? We hate a pause. To be a good listener is to accept pauses and silences, because filling those too soon, much less preemptively, prevents the speaker from communicating what they are perhaps struggling to say. That may seem like an intuitive point, but Murphy adds some other more extreme examples of staying silent that I really liked. Notably, this is one of the examples. You guys come on, yeah. A Canadian composer writes, silence is a pocket of possibility. And to make the point, he sometimes required his students to remain silent for one whole day. Students weren't crazy about this at first, but at the end of 24 hours, many reported a greater awareness and appreciation of not only environmental sounds like the hiss of a lawn sprinkler or murmur of simmering soup, but also subtleties in conversation that they would have missed had they been able to talk. He says Murphy also interviews a singer who had to go without speaking for 6 weeks following vocal cord surgery. She said forced silence made her realize that she wasn't a very good listener. I started understanding people better because I didn't have the option to tell them my opinion. And it also made me more accepting of others because I was able to listen. If you can bear to remain silent for just 24 hours, you will learn the unimportance of your words and the importance of other people's words. So he says, I realize 24 hours of remaining flat out silent may not be an option for you. But I like the spirit. And here's Murphy's idea for a milder quiet experience. If a full day seems daunting, try staying silent during a single conversation. Don't say anything unless a question is asked, and see what happens. Let's sing.
God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you are every moment, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything you own, everything you own, everything I know is you. God, you are every sunrise. God, you are every moon glow. God, you are every star shine, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every springtime. God, you are every snowfall. God, you are every season, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. 'Cause you are the very breath I breathe, and your perfect love created me. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Sorry.
Okay, this is our time to consciously participate in the law of circulation. So as the ushers come forth, we'll take our gift in our hand, our tithe, whatever. And I just give thanks for the abundance of the universe that flows through me and each and every one. For this is an unlimited supply. And as it goes forth through me, it continues to multiply and cause much good. And our affirmation?
I am worthy of an abundant life, full of joy and happiness.
I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice, the spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. You You are the voice of Spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of Spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. We are blessings to the world. We are blessings to the world.
And this abundant blessings go forth, multiplying, blessing our community and our world and all that is encompassed in the universe. And so it is.
I apologize, I let myself get swept away.
Good, right?
And I completely lost
Good for
it.
you, Dave.
So,
Okay, so I think we are ready now to claim our good. These have to do with listening. And we'll put them up here, and we will say these all together from the top to the bottom. Here we go. I am paying attention in this moment. I am present and listening. I am alert and mindful. Listening helps me in all aspects of life, and so it is.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I'm getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here.
It's our last affirmation all together now.
Amen.